The last 2 days have definitely been brutal, especially for people that are here for the first time, have not experienced these black swan events before. They ravage the market, and that's what we've seen. And where things tend to get difficult, and I guess what typically tends to get affected the most, is the coins that are dominated by retail. Something like Shiba Inu tends to get impacted more when events like these happen. But I will say this, I've actually been very impressed with how Shiba Inu is held up during this time. In fact, basically from when we started this drop, which is about right here, I mean, we're only down about 18% right now. That's okay. I can live with that. There are coins that are down a lot more, coins that have been in the space even longer than Shiba Inu. And I think that's very telling about the strength of the community. In fact, there's just been some great DCA opportunities that have flashed on here. Hopefully people have taken advantage of these. Again, if you guys are looking for when it might not be a bad time to add some Shiba Inu or other assets in the space, check out my indicator links in the description below. But what I want to show you guys is some insight into what big money is doing. Remember, retail drives Shiba Inu, but big money tends to set the trend, the direction. And what is very telling is that big money was not panicking during this time. In fact, over the last 24 hours, the net flows for Shiba Inu whales is only $53,000 in outflows. For a drop that substantial over the last 24 hours, that's really not that bad. Whales could have been liquidating in a big way, dropping the charts down. And this is probably a big reason why, for example, the Shiba Inu charts don't really look that bad compared to some others in the space. And that's where I've said, Shiba Inu is gaining strength. The sellers are kind of gone. I mean, obviously we had a little uptick in sellers with the stuff that's going on overseas. Obviously, hopefully things do end up getting better here in the near term. But this may be where we are planting our feet in the ground and starting to bounce. Now, what's cool about this is that we actually came down, we tested our long-term trend line. You guys can see that here, and we bounced right off of it. I think even what's more telling is if you go out to the daily chart, you can see we basically come back above our 100-day moving average. That's a very strong move. And even when we look at the weekly chart, you can see we just tapped our 20-week moving average, and we did a hard bounce off of it. Shiba Inu is showing all the signs of strength in the world. And this is, I think, a very, very telling thing going into a different time in this market cycle. Yes, we're going into the Bitcoin halving here very, very shortly, less than a week away. And what this might mean is we might get a little bit of chop. We might get a little bit of sideways action here for a short time. Sometimes when you go through these drops, it takes a while for retail confidence to build back up in the market. Now, again, we've seen a good bounce. Shiba Inu climbed all the way basically from what was it, the 40185 level, kind of around that 4019 like we talked about. We may eventually drop to back up to 4021. We've seen some great rebounds throughout the space. Shiba Inu over the last 12 hours up 2.75%. So this might be more of the slow go for the time being. If we look at what's happened in halvings in the past, we have had similar drops, similar retracements, and we got our pre-halving drop right there. It was, and you can see that the market just tends to kind of tread water for a little bit after the halving. All right, now this is not a guarantee. Nobody knows what's going to happen here, right? A little bit of treading water. We got our drop, treaded water. It may last for a little bit of time. It may not last long at all. It's all a gauge of what retail sentiment is. Are they going to still be on edge because of this? Or are they going to say, hey, this is big discounts and buy up in big ways? Everybody's got to do their own plan. Me personally, I'm just accumulating. I'm taking advantage of these opportunities, big dips in the market. Yes, please. And thank you. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Watch what these whales are doing. Hopefully the market continues to climb this weekend from these ranges, but we'll see what happens. But have a great day. Show your love below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.